The pearl I want to leave you with today is go slow to go fast. Ensuring collaboration ensures sustainable change. So we're here in this course to learn about effective schools. And for many of us, this will involve implementing new initiatives and supporting school-wide changes. So today I'd like to share some of my experiences. We've all heard the saying that there's never enough time to do it right, but there's always enough time to do it over. Well, it turns out we've all heard it because it's true. So here's the story I want to share. Several years ago, our high school decided to align our school's mission and vision with the new pedagogies for deep learning. And as the head of the English department, I led the development of a co-taught dual credit humanities course for the ninth graders. And this was an option to our more traditional classes in English and social studies. And our goal was to help students understand global issues with a grounding in empathy. And we were so excited for the work. And of course, I was very impatient to get the ball rolling and create these opportunities for our students. However, our first take was more challenging than we'd expected. In our eagerness to hurry the process along, we pushed the course through without really consulting any of the other departments or listening to input or concerns. We didn't do it intentionally, but in the end, it was a small team of like-minded folks who developed the course. Enrollment was high, and it was really awesome, and we were so excited to get going. But really soon, mixed messages began to surface. And one day, one of my ninth grade humanities students came to see me during class, in between classes, and he was really, really upset and crying. And eventually he confided that he was upset because he'd recently been told that his choice to take the humanities class meant that as a result, he wasn't going to be prepared for his AP classes that he wanted to take in 10th grade. And he said that students were receiving this message from their other teachers. And of course, our humanities team, we knew that this wasn't true, but we really couldn't convince him, and we really couldn't convince the others. And actually, we hadn't really sought to look for any data about this question. In our rush to get it implemented, we just went with our gut feeling and didn't take the time to educate anyone about our plan or solicit that feedback. We just went with it. So not only did this cause a lot of overwhelming emotions for students and teachers, but our parent community was also uncertain about the class. And the next year, our enrollment declined. And it was hard. It was a really tough lesson to learn, and one that I think with some reflection could have been easily avoided. But fortunately, learning from mistakes is a core value at ASIJ. So we re-envisioned, and this time we decided to take a more inclusive approach with a team that consists of English, social studies, science, and a design teacher. We took an entire school year to develop a ninth grade program that aims to break down silos and create transdisciplinary experiences, and to take a project-based approach across all the ninth grade subjects. And in the development of this class, we went on the listening tours. We hosted school-wide grade level team meetings. We collected data. We shared with parents. We met with principals, tech coordinators, curriculum facilitators. We went with the middle school and our student council. We did our very best to take a systematic approach to understanding what was currently happening in the school. And we listened to try to identify what the gaps were between what was happening and what our school mission was, so that we could really add value to our student experience. It was an incredibly slow process. And at times for me, it was very frustrating. But of course, at times it was really invigorating to work with so many great educators. It certainly required me and my personality to let go of a lot of the preconceived ideas that I had, and this need to, really control what's going on. And I had to trust my colleagues and, be led by ideas from different disciplines. It took us the year to fully engage the community and to attempt to ensure that all voices were heard and understood. But this intentional, inclusive effort was key to gaining that buy-in that makes lasting change. So for me, this experience was really transformative. It taught me that moving slowly and developing collaborative processes actually speeds up progress in the long run and makes change durable. By blending diverse perspectives and giving time for each voice to contribute, we created an environment where every teacher felt valued and felt invested. So while I'm happy to report that no students or teachers were actually harmed in the making of our original humanities course, test scores didn't plummet the following year, and we still get along with each other in the high school. We did learn important lessons. And as we navigate the complexities of implementing new initiative, it's important to remember that effective change leadership seeks to understand diverse perspectives and embraces iterative progress. Rushing to implement can lead to misunderstandings and setbacks. So, the pearl I want to leave you with today is go slow to go fast. Ensuring collaboration ensures sustainable change. Thank you.